On July 24, 2003, the 9/11 Congressional Inquiry's final report comes out. Officially, the report was written by 37 members of the House and Senate Intelligence Committees, but in practice, co-chairman Bob Graham and Porter Goss exercised near total control over the panel, forbidding the inquiry staff to speak to other lawmakers. According to an article by the St. Petersburg Times on September 29, 2004, both Republican and Democrats in the panel complained how the two co-chairmen withheld information and controlled the process. According to the Palm Beach Post, dated September 21st, 2003, the report was finished in December of 2002, and some findings were released then. But the next 7 months was spent in negotiation with the Bush administration over what material had to remain censored. The inquiry had a very limited mandate, focusing just on the handling of intelligence before 9/11. It also completely ignores or even censors all mentions of intelligence from foreign governments, including Saudi Arabia and Israel. Thomas Keene, the chairman of the 9/11 Commission, says the inquiry's mandate covered only 1/7 or 1/8 of what his newer investigation will hopefully cover. According to the Washington Post, dated July 27, 2003, the report blamed virtually every government agency for failure. 1. The investigation turned up no damning single piece of evidence that would have led agents directly to the impending attacks. Still, the report makes it chillingly clear that law enforcement and the intelligence agencies might very well have uncovered the plot had it not been for blown signals, sheer bungling, and a general failure to understand the nature of the threat. 2. The report also concludes the FBI and CIA had known for years that al-Qaeda sought to strike inside the United States, but focused their attention on the possibility of attacks overseas. 3. CIA Director George Tenet was either unwilling or unable to marshal the full range of the intelligence community's resources necessary to combat the growing threat. 4. U.S. military leaders were reluctant to use assets to conduct offensive counterterrorism efforts in Afghanistan or to support or participate in CIA operations directed against al-Qaeda. 5. There were no coordinated strategy to track terrorist funding and close down their financial support networks, and the Treasury Department even showed reluctance to do so. According to the Washington Post, the NSA took an overly cautious approach to collecting intelligence in the United States and offered insufficient collaboration with the FBI's efforts. Many sections remained censored, especially an entire chapter detailing possible Saudi support for 9/11. The Bush administration insisted on censoring even information that was already in the public domain. The inquiry attempted to determine to what extent the president received threat-specific warnings, but received very little information. There was a focus on learning what was in Bush's briefing on August 2001, but the White House refused to release this information, citing executive privilege. 3 days later, on July 27, 2003, shortly after the public release of the inquiry's report, the Los Angeles Times claimed that for all its answers about the attacks, the nearly 900-page report is stocked with reminders of the many questions that remain about other puzzling aspects of the 9/11 plot. In an article dated July 29, 2003, 2003, the Los Angeles Times reported that even such politically charged matters as what President Clinton and Bush had been told about al-Qaeda, even lawmakers privy to the fuller, classified version of the report they all acknowledge that the picture is incomplete. As Representative Potagoffs, the co-chairman of the inquiry, would later say, quote, I could tell you right now that I don't know exactly how the plot was hatched. I don't know where, the when, the why, or even the who in every instance. That's after 2 years of trying. And we will someday have the document to exploit. We will have the people to interrogate. We will have ways to get more information to put the rest of the pieces of the puzzle on the table. But right now, we just don't have it.